Hello everybody, welcome back. So for a quick look at what's going on with Bitcoin, and to be honest with you, yesterday the video I was making based around the long term, a lot of it thinking about the way that the Dixie is going to perform as well, which should collaborate with the way that Bitcoin is going to go in the short term and on the long term and on the very long term and the extremely long term. So just to recap for those who didn't see it, I'm expecting the Dixie to be a little bit more bullish. You know, in the very short term, it's got a bullish posture on this chart. What we're looking at here is golden crosses and continuation from the lows down here, and so we caught ourselves a bounce, and basically we've gone essentially bullish. So you know, when we're looking at this chart, for those who are used to cryptocurrency charts, I mean the Dixie isn't going to go suddenly parabolic or anything like that. It's just not going to do that. But when we think about it in terms of chart structure, it is a bullish structure, and we should expect it to continue up to to the least its previous high around 93.4. But really, I'm kind of entertaining the idea of about 94 to 95 before it gets a full rejection, and this could take place relatively quickly within the next couple of weeks, completing its next area of rejection, potentially on this weekly around the 200 exponential 94 here. There is a possibility that it goes higher, but between here and here should be the rejection point, and then that would allow for the Dixie to actually start to do a downtrend. It would only be short term, because the way I'm seeing is that if we were to get up to this level, get rejected, would more or less come back down to where we are here, around 92. I don't think we're looking for a dead dollar anytime soon. And I said this yesterday, and I know it's boring to talk about the dollar, but I think there is a misconception that the dollar is going to go to zero immediately because of money printing and all this, that, and the other. I mean, it's going to be devalued. The chart even says that itself. But I mean, as far as in the very short term, as in like these next few weeks, it's strong, and probably into next year it does look like it's going to be strong as well. So I'm expecting something looking a little bit like this, over the next couple of weeks, and then back down again, bringing us to I suppose where we started from, and then by next year, I think we will start to see a more considerable move up, where we could probably break out and go back up to pre-pandemic highs, all the way over around these zones around here. It's very, very possible, and quite likely in my opinion, and that would that would go hand in hand with what I expect to be bear market territory for crypto. So if you have a look at Bitcoin here, this is Bitcoin on the daily, breaking down below the green 50 exponential moving average here, heading towards the lower Bollinger Band in the cloud area here. So we could easily catch a bounce around 43 and a half. If that breaks down, the lower portion of the accumulation zone, to which we are still in, this entire range here has and is the accumulation zone. This is where we're still accumulating from. But again, when we're looking at this chart, technically it is still relatively bullish, even though we haven't broken out of the accumulation zone. This is the problem with accumulations. I suppose if we look at it on the weekly, it makes more sense. We see less of the choppiness. But what you're going to get with any accumulation is, until we finally break bullish, which is going to be breaking out of the around about between $48,000 to $50,000, and then retesting that as levels of support, and launching from there. What we're going to get is choppy behavior. And that's what we're seeing right now. Overall, the grand picture for Bitcoin is pretty rosy, for it to complete its cycle and make new all-time highs this year and beyond. So my video yesterday, still stand by that. In fact, this is, I suppose, just an add-on from that video. That video is more or less along the lines of long-term picture. This is in the short term, and it's still basically following the I suppose the way that I see it going. Dollar increasing in value, Bitcoin consolidating from its, what was that, about an 80, 60, 70, 80% move, wasn't it, from its lows to where we are right now, still in the accumulation zone. And the total market cap still looking very bullish, way better chart than Bitcoin's. And Bitcoin dominance actually find a little bit of a bounce. No big deal. This is kind of what we expect from these zones. This is why I say if it breaks down, excellent, everyone's a winner. If it bounces up from here, Bitcoin is the better asset to be in the short term. Always hedging into Bitcoin as we get lower and lower and lower. I still think, though, because this is such a bearish looking chart, that we will break down from here. But it reminds me of, I suppose, this kind of zone around here. This is the beginning of the alt season, to which you could argue we're still very much in. But the majority of the alt season began from here down, obviously all the way down to around these zones. And when we came down to this level here, I said, look, we do have to be careful, hedge into Bitcoin around here. We did find, and this is a weekly chart, we did find many bounces from here until it finally did break down. This area down here, around 40% dominance, could easily find the same kind of struggle. But unlike this zone here, we have a very steep, nasty looking moving average and centre of Bollinger Band, and we've already been rejected on it here and here, so it stands to reason that it will continue to be a rejection point until it finally breaks breaks us bearish. And again, we're talking weeks here, so October, November could easily have pushed us down to those levels, and that would be a phenomenal alt season. And then from that level there, the alt season essentially would be over, and we would bounce from either this historical low or a brand new historical low, and the bounce would be phenomenal. Whether that's a bounce in the face of a bear market crash, the bubble pop, or a rotation into Bitcoin, or both. The dominance chart is likely to go up, because if you look at altcoins against their Bitcoin pairings, they always have a bearish chart. There's very few of them that look any different to basically going straight up and outperforming Bitcoin the entire time. That most of them do complete the opposite, and what we see is basically an avalanche of red price action all the way down. And that's, in my opinion, and it's not my opinion, it's fact. That's how the majority of altcoins will perform over time versus Bitcoin. So never be greedy. Think about taking profit into Bitcoin, especially at this stage in the cycle, and at this down at these low levels of the Bitcoin dominance chart. Anyway, that was your overview. Not particularly concerned about this downtrend at the moment. In fact, I welcome it, because it is still just a matter of time before we break out. And we're back in the accumulation zone, so it would be rude not to accumulate if you haven't already. But I'm not a financial advisor, so you pick your entry points accordingly. I think this level down here, 41,000, is the one to watch. If this one breaks down from here, 38,000 is basically the last stand for us, and if it breaks down from there, then maybe we could be looking at the beginning of a bear market. But again, it will take things level by level, bit by bit, and we'll see how things go. Wicks don't count, candle bodies do. And I'm not concerned at all. I'm very much in favour of the market picking up and continuing to make new all-time highs, mostly based upon this chart. We can look at Bitcoin as the major indicator and the safest place to I suppose hedge your money in crypto in general. But the market as a whole, looking at it like this, very bullish on the weekly, and I think it will continue to be extremely bullish for the rest of this year. Yeah, that's pretty much all there is to say about it. Don't worry, and just chill out. September is notoriously a bit of a down and sideways month, and I think it's going to prove to be exactly the same. October was always marked off on our calendar on the Telegram and on Patreon and this channel as the time that pretty much everything points to extreme movements for the market in general. So we'll just wait till October. Wait till October. We'll see how things go. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.